Fans shocked. Xukai exposes his bare face on live? What fans saw left everyone speechless. What if I told you that one of the most admired faces in Chinese entertainment, one that has graced magazine covers, drama billboards, and global campaigns, was suddenly shown in its rawest, most unfiltered form? And what if that moment changed the internet overnight? Because that's exactly what happened when Xukai, the man fans often call China's living sculpture, did the unthinkable during a casual livestream. Hold on tight, K-drama family. The world of your favorite celebrities is unfolding before your eyes, and every moment is more breathtaking than the last. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now, because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. It began like any ordinary evening, a soft-lit room, Xukai's relaxed tone, the faint echo of laughter as fans poured into his live chat. He was dressed simply, a loose white shirt, hair slightly messy from what seemed like a long day on set. The mood was light, playful. Viewers commented on how down-to-earth he seemed that night. But no one could have guessed what was about to happen next. Somewhere between a fan question about his skincare routine and a story about his new drama, Xukai paused. A mischievous grin crossed his face. "You all keep saying filters make me look too perfect," he said. "What if I turn it off?" The chat exploded, thousands of comments raced across the screen. "No, don't. Wait, you won't actually? Is he serious right now?" And then, with a single tap, the filter vanished. The room went silent. The glow softened. And there he was, Xukai, unfiltered, unedited, utterly real. At first, it was shock. The perfect jawline, still sharp. The famed porcelain skin, now showing hints of exhaustion, tiny shadows under his eyes, the texture of real human skin, the faint scar near his temple from years ago that most fans had only heard rumors about. It wasn't imperfection. It was honesty. For a few long seconds, he just stared back at the camera. And in that stillness, millions of fans across the internet seemed to stop breathing. The clip spread like wildfire within minutes. Weibo, Douyin, and Bilibili feeds were flooded with the same video, Xukai's bare face, no filter, no edits, just him laughing softly at the wave of reactions. And the comments told a deeper story. Wait, he still looks like that without filters? He's even more beautiful because he's real. This made me cry. I forget celebrities are human too. But others had more critical takes. See? He's aging. He's tired. Fame takes its toll. By dawn, the hashtag #XukaiNoFilter had climbed to the top of Weibo's trending chart, racking up over 200 million views in less than 12 hours. Major media outlets began weighing in. Beauty experts dissected screenshots, calling it a rare act of vulnerability in an industry obsessed with perfection. But beyond the noise, something else began to take shape, an emotional shift among his fans. Because beneath the shock, there was admiration. You see, Xukai has always been known for his near-flawless image. From his debut in Story of Yanqi Palace to his modern fashion campaigns, his look became the gold standard for on-screen perfection. But for years, that same image came with pressure, endless comparisons, expectations, and the burden of being flawless every single day. So when he stripped that away, live for the world to see, it wasn't just a joke. It was a message. That moment said, perfection isn't real. Authenticity is. In the days that followed, the internet was flooded with raw, makeup-free selfies from fans and even a few fellow celebrities, inspired by Xukai's courage to show his natural self. Hashtags like #RealSkinMovement and #NoFilterChallenge began trending, all echoing the same sentiment. If someone like Xukai could be this honest, maybe everyone else could too. Inside industry circles, whispers spread that Xukai had been quietly struggling with the pressure of constant scrutiny. Sources close to his team revealed that the livestream was spontaneous, unplanned, unrehearsed, entirely him. And that, perhaps, made it even more powerful. Fashion commentators praised his boldness. Psychologists chimed in, calling it a step toward healthier celebrity culture. But the truest reaction came from his fans, who said they had never felt closer to him. Because in those few unfiltered moments, the distance between idol and audience vanished. It wasn't Xukai the superstar anymore. It was Xukai the person, the one who laughs, blinks, and breathes just like everyone else. By the end of the week, Xukai addressed the viral storm with calm sincerity. In a brief interview, he smiled and said, "I didn't think it would cause this much attention. I was just being myself. Sometimes it's good to remind people that actors are human too." And just like that, he turned what could have been a fleeting viral moment into something deeper, a quiet revolution against the curated perfection of fame. Today, that clip remains one of the most replayed moments in his career, not because of how he looked, but because of what it stood for. It was the night Xukai reminded an entire generation that beauty is not the absence of flaws, but the courage to be seen, even when you're not perfect. A single tap. A moment of truth. And a revelation that left millions speechless. For most celebrities, a viral moment like this would fade after a few days. But for Xukai, the storm was just beginning. Because what started as a spontaneous act of honesty, quickly spiraled into one of the most polarizing debates in Chinese entertainment. The next morning, entertainment headlines blazed across every platform, Xukai's real face exposed. Fans divided over actor's unfiltered look. Beauty filter scandal or brave statement? Millions clicked. Millions judged. And suddenly, everyone had an opinion about a man's face. Behind the scenes, Xukai's team watched the chaos unfold. At first, they were concerned. They knew his image wasn't just his reputation, it was his livelihood. Global brand campaigns, skincare endorsements, luxury partnerships, all depended on the illusion of flawlessness. A single blemish, a shadow, an unguarded moment could cost millions. But Xukai wasn't panicking. In fact, insiders later revealed that he was surprisingly calm. While his team scrambled to manage the headlines, Xukai was seen quietly sipping tea on set, scrolling through comments on his phone, smiling. "Let them talk," he reportedly said. "At least this time, they're seeing me." And that's when the narrative began to shift. Because while some critics mocked his natural look, the majority of fans defended him fiercely. They flooded Weibo with messages of support, calling him the bravest man in showbiz and a real role model in a world obsessed with filters. One fan wrote, "I used to feel bad about my skin because of how perfect celebrities look. But when I saw Xukai that night, I realized they're human too. And that's beautiful." Others shared emotional stories about insecurities, body image, and the quiet pressure of social media. Xukai's moment had cracked open a conversation that went far beyond fame. By the second day, the hashtags evolved again. Hashtag #XukaiNoFilter became hashtag #XukaiCourage and eventually hashtag #RealIsBeautiful. Television hosts began discussing it. Dermatologists praised the honesty. Even rival celebrities, usually silent about such trends, started following suit. A-list actors, singers, and influencers posted barefaced selfies with the caption, "Inspired by Xukai." And just like that, a movement was born. But fame comes with its shadows. The backlash, though smaller, was still sharp. Some commentators accused him of using vulnerability as a publicity stunt. Others claimed it was a calculated PR move to boost his relatability before an upcoming drama release. Rumors began to swirl that the livestream had been scripted, that the filter-off moment was planned by his management. It wasn't true. Days later, a studio staff member who had been present during the livestream confirmed what really happened. No one expected it. He was joking 1 minute, and then he turned it off. We were shocked. You could hear a pin drop in the room. The truth was simple. It was never a stunt. It was a spontaneous act that became something bigger than anyone imagined. And when Xukai finally broke his silence publicly, the world listened. He appeared in an exclusive interview with Bizarre Men's Style, dressed in casual linen, his tone soft but steady. The interviewer asked him, "Why did you decide to show your real face that night? You knew the internet can be cruel." Xukai paused, smiled faintly, and said, because I'm tired of pretending that we're perfect. Actors are always expected to look flawless, even when we're exhausted, even when we've been awake for 30 hours. That night, I just wanted to be real. And if people saw that and felt something, then maybe it was worth it. The interviewer pressed further. Did you regret it? He shook his head. No. I think people need to see the human side of fame. I think honesty connects more deeply than perfection ever could. That answer became headline news again. But this time, the reaction was overwhelmingly positive. Within 24 hours, major beauty brands began rebranding campaigns, emphasizing natural confidence and real skin. Influencers shifted from heavy editing to authenticity. And Xukai found himself at the center of a cultural turning point, one he never planned to create.